This lesson is over solving multi-step equations by combining like terms and using the distributive property. When solving multi-step equations, we're still going to use inverse operations. It is similar to solving two-step equations, but now we're going to have to either combine like terms and/or use the distributive property to solve the problem. Combining like terms are going to be whole numbers or the same variable to the same power. That means that a 3x and a 4x, for example, would be like terms. However, if you had like a 3x squared and a 4x, those would not be like terms because the 3x is being squared and the 4x is just raised to the first power. So they would not be like terms. The first example of multi-step equations using combining like terms asks us what is the solution of 8x plus 5 minus 6x equals 25. If you notice in this problem we do have like terms. We have a positive 8x and we have a negative 6x. It is very important that you keep the sign, the positive or negative, with the term. So in this example we were subtracting 6x, so we're going to be thinking of it as a negative 6x when we combine. These like terms are on the same side of the equation. Today we're only going to look at terms that are on the same side of the equation. So we don't need to change the signs at all, we just need to combine them. So we have 8x minus 6x, which is 2x, and then bring down plus 5 equals 25. Now that we've combined our like terms, we're ready to solve a two-step equation. The first thing we need to do is use the subtraction property of equality by subtracting 5 on both sides, which would give us 2x equals 20. Now we need to use the division property of equality, divide both sides by 2, and you get x equals 10. The next example says Jason bought 5 movie tickets and a bag of popcorn. Jeremy bought 2 movie tickets. They spent $54 total. If the popcorn cost $5, how much did each movie ticket cost? We know that whatever Jason bought plus whatever Jeremy bought should equal $54. We know Jason bought 5 movie tickets. We don't know how much each movie ticket cost, so that's what we're going to assign our variable. So 5 movie tickets would cost 5 times x, where x is the cost of the ticket. And he bought a bag of popcorn, which they later tell us is $5. So Jason would have spent 5x plus 5. And then it says Jeremy just bought 2 movie tickets. Again, we don't know how much the movie tickets are, so we assigned it the variable x. So Jason's cost would have been 2x. Jeremy's cost would have been 2x. So for Jason, we have 5x plus 5. Plus, for Jeremy, we have 2x, and we're going to set that equal to 54. We do have like terms in this problem. We have a 5x and a positive 2x. 5x plus 2x would give you 7x, plus 5 equals 54. Go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides using the subtraction property of equality, and we would get 7x equals 49. Divide both sides by 7. And you get x equals 7, which means that each movie ticket cost $7. The last thing we need to look at today is the distributive property. We're going to use the distributive property when you multiply what is inside of parentheses by a number on the outside of parentheses or a term on the outside of the parentheses. So this example that we're going to use says, what is the solution of 12 in parentheses 3 minus x equals 60. So we're going to look at the equation. 12 is the term on the outside of the parentheses. There's a 3 and a negative x on the inside. So we need to take everything on the inside of the parentheses and multiply it by 12. Well, 12 times 3 is 36. And 12 times a negative 1x or a negative x is going to give you negative 12x. So again, we multiplied 3 times 12 to get 36. We multiplied the negative x times the positive 12 to get a negative 12x. And notice I do not distribute to the equals 60 because it was not inside of the parentheses, so you just bring that down. Now what we need to do is go ahead and subtract 36 from both sides. When you do that, make sure that you bring down a negative 12x because the negative or the subtraction sign would come down as a negative 12x equals 24. And then you're going to use the division property of equality to divide both sides by a negative 12, giving you x equals negative 2 as your solution.